Good morning. Today we're beginning chapter 2 in the Game of Life and How to Play It. Chapter 2, the Law of Prosperity. The Almighty shall be thy defense. Thou shalt have plenty of silver. That's a quote from the Bible. One of the greatest messages given to the race, or people, through the scriptures is that God is man's supply, that man can release, through his spoken word, all that belongs to him by divine right. He must, however, have perfect faith in his spoken word. That's the key. He must have perfect faith in his spoken word. Isaiah said, quote, "My word shall not return unto me void, shall accomplish that whereunto it is sent." Meaning, your words carry power. They have a destination. That destination is the vibrational field that you want to attract, that you want to live in. How else do we say it? My words shall not return to me void, shall accomplish that whereunto it is sent. It's just another way of saying your thoughts become your reality. We know now that words and thoughts are a tremendous vibratory force, ever molding man's body and affairs. A woman came to me in great distress and said she was to be sued on the 15th of the month for $3,000. She knew no way of getting the money and was in despair. I told her God was her supply, that there is a supply for every demand. Oh, I like that. There is enough for all of us. I spoke the word. I gave thanks that the woman would receive $3,000 at the right time and in the right way. I told her she must have perfect faith and act her perfect faith. Not only do you have to believe it inside, go through life with assuredness, self-trust. I've been working on self-possession recently. Not being afraid. It's like being centered and full of faith. Perfect faith. The 15th came, but no money materialized. She called on me on the phone and asked what she was to do. I replied, "It is Saturday, so they won't sue you today. Your part is to act rich, thereby showing perfect faith that you will receive it by Monday." She asked me to lunch to keep up with her courage. When I joined her at a restaurant, I said, "This is no time to economize. Order an expensive lunch and act as if you already received the $3,000. All things whatsoever ye ask in prayer, believing, ye shall receive." Another quote from the Bible. You must act as if you had already received. Not that you're going to get it, that it's yours, that you already have it. That's already you. That future version of you is actually the past version of you. They're the same. You already have what you want. You just have to believe it with perfect faith. The next morning, she called me on the phone and asked to stay with me during the day. I said, "No, you are divinely protected. God is never too late. All in God's timing." In the evening, she phoned again, greatly excited, and said, "My dear, a miracle has happened. I was sitting in my room this morning when the doorbell rang. I said to the maid, 'Don't let anyone in.' The maid, however, looked out the window and said, 'It's your cousin with the long white beard.' I said, 'Call him back. I would like to see him.' He was just turning the corner when he heard the maid's voice. He came back. He talked for about an hour. Just as he was leaving, he said, 'By the way, how are finances?' I told him I needed money. I said, 'My dear, I will give you $3,000 the first of the month.' I didn't like to tell him I was going to be sued. 'What shall I do? I won't receive it till the first of the month. I must have it tomorrow.' I said, 'I'll keep on treating.'" That's what Florence Scovel Shinn actually worked with clients. So for when they asked her to manifest things, she called it treating. "I'll keep on treating." I said, "Spirit is never too late. Give thanks. I give thanks. She has received the money on the invisible plane, and it manifests on time." The next morning, her cousin called up and said, "Come to my office this morning, and I will give you the money." That afternoon, she had $3,000 to her credit in the bank and wrote checks as rapidly as her excitement would permit. If one asks for success and prepares for failure, he will get the situation he's prepared for. That's the key. We're like, I want this. I I deserve to have money. But then we worry when we spend it, or whatever kind of situation. If one asks for success but prepares for failure, he will get the situation he's prepared for.